Kara, do you
Hello.
have any news for us today?
Yes, I do. So, top story this week, scientists have detected a mysterious radio burst sending signals to Earth every 16 days. The burst originates from a galaxy 500 million light years away, and while MIT doesn't think it's aliens, so-called fast radio bursts like this one are some of the most mysterious phenomena in modern astronomy. This burst was detected by the Canadian Hydrogen Intensity Mapping Experiments radio telescope, but numerous other scientific organizations have weighed in on this exciting find. Although an obvious explanation is that an object is orbiting the source of the signals and obstructs its path most of the time, this would not explain the pinpoint regularity of the signal. The other obvious explanation, aliens, has been dismissed by MIT due to the exceedingly high energy of the phenomenon. For more than a year, the signal played once an hour for 4 days, followed by a little over 12 days of silence before starting up again. So, very mysterious. In related news, Breakthrough Listen, a project dedicated to finding extraterrestrial life, released its second major dump of SETI data to the public, a survey of the entire Milky Way. Private individuals are encouraged to comb through the data in search of anything suspicious. In news closer to home, the UK is getting ready to release its classified UFO files, and most Americans want the US government to do the same. 61% in a recent survey want the government to release its X-Files, although this does not actually imply that any such X-Files actually exist. Only 58% believe that the government actively investigates extraterrestrial life, which is still well over half. Finally, a video went viral of a man in an Australian bar saving the life of a lizard that drowned in his beer via mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. There's nothing paranormal about that, but if I have to know this, then so do you. Back to you, Chauncey.
All right, saved a lizard with mouth to mouth. How big of a lizard are we talking?
Well, it's Australia, so, like, unsettlingly big.
Oh, yeah.
It's like sort of more of a gecko iguana type of situation.
Right. You could probably still put the whole head in your mouth and exhale.
I mean, yeah, you could, but should you?
Yeah, I mean, it is Australia. They are all poisonous.
True.
And then, that's a whole heap of extraterrestrial news.
A lot of UFO stuff this week.
Well, I mean, it's beyond UFO. It's the possibilities of the government and scientists knowing stuff or learning stuff about the possibility of life being out there.
True.
You know, the radio burst. You know, they always discount aliens. Which has worked out in their favor so far. But I find that guys like Michio Kaku, when they sort of say, yeah, sure, it could be, I think they inspire a lot of people.
To be fair, they didn't say it's not aliens. They just said, we don't think it's aliens. So,
Right.
They said it's unlikely, but
they
don't know what it is. No, they never do, and I think, I don't know, that's just going to make it all sweeter when it's like leading MIT scientists are like, we don't know what to tell you, it's aliens.
Yeah, whoops, that was aliens.
Okay, that one was aliens.
Right, yeah. But it is interesting, these whole, like a couple years back, they had the one that people proposed might be a Dyson sphere. And then they got this one, and it's inspiring that we find more and more, but the pinpoint accuracy, why is it shooting right at us?
I think is so weird about this signal is the weird timetable, beep once an hour every 4 days, then 12 days of silence, then it just repeats.
Right.
What is up, like, that doesn't sound like nature? Like,
right. It doesn't.
Nature can be precise, but I mean, even the orbits of planets, it's not so precise all the time.
Right. Yeah. And that's what I'm thinking. It's like, I always think about this, and I think we're a little too stuck on this sort of life as we know it sort of idea, because they're talking about them with their levels of power, but maybe they're in a world where their own life existence takes more power, where it's all relative or something like that. I don't know. After finding out how smart cuttlefish are, I'm a little loose now on what exactly intelligence means.
Yeah, and I too thought when they said we don't think it's aliens because the energies are just so high, we don't think an intelligent civilization could do that. And it's like, well, how do you know?
Yeah,
we have one data point,
right. You can only know what you know.
Exactly. So.
And then these X-Files, the government has to be investigating the whack jobs. I mean, whack jobs are who blow up buildings and stuff. Of course, they have X-Files that deal with whack job information. Even if it's not true, they have X-Files that are full of whack job information because they walk into a room and be all, oh, this guy was building bombs. Andy's obsessed with dogmen. Of course, they now are making some sort of, I mean, you got the whack job representative that made Bigfoot erotica. So now the government has a file on Bigfoot erotica.
Denver Riggleman.
And rightfully so. Rightfully so. They should have that file. That's what I pay taxes for them to track Bigfoot eroticists, because they also, build bombs.
You pay taxes so that the government can surveil abnormal citizens?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, no comment. But that actually kind of raises a question for me. Has there ever been a case of like a UFO nut going, causing violence? I don't think like UFO guys tend to be very violent. I think it's mostly like the Illuminati controls the government tends.
Of course, I don't think Bigfoot eroticists are necessarily violent either.
I mean, Bigfoot eroticists might be. I'm not gonna give them any leeway. They know what they did, but
yeah. To be fair, they better be ready to make love like a Klingon, because a Bigfoot's, Bigfoot's going to get violent, I assume. Yeah. I mean, I've watched my dog take advantage of my friend's dog, and it's not friendly, it's pushy. It's my dog's a creeper.
I was doing some reading on a cryptid site recently, and according to field research, it seems that your average Bigfoot is actually a very tender, gentle lover.
Oh God!
So I don't know. There's some misconceptions on that point, I think, in the popular consciousness.
I'm not sure which is more disturbing, the fact that they know that Bigfoot is a gentle lover, or that they know that your average Bigfoot is a gentle lover. That they've been through so many of them, that they're just
always going to be outliers.
Yeah, totally.
To be fair, though, I did just make that up.
Oh, okay. And finally, in personal news, in prepping for the doomsday, I want to learn to fix, prepare meats. And I bought a food dehydrator, and I made my first batch of jerky.
Nice.
And I gave myself brutal food poisoning. And I basically was stuck in the bathroom for hours. So round 2 begins this week.
Round 2?
Yeah, well, I mean, I want to learn to do it.
You didn't give up?
No.
I would have given up.
I'm not giving up.
I hate food poisoning. I mean, everyone hates food poisoning.
I thought I was going to die. My vision was going, and like pins and needles in my face and everything. I thought I was going to die. I was sitting on the toilet. I thought Terry was going to find me, hear the thud and find me, butt up, pants around my ankles, dead on the bathroom floor. I thought it was going to be the worst, most embarrassing death ever.
I think you might be an anti-survivalist. Because your ordinary survivalist uses their survival skills to, keep themselves alive in a dangerous world. You are using your survival skills to harm yourself in a world that is not particularly dangerous.
Yeah, well, in at the risk of being too sentimental, Kara, my little millennial, my children are also millennials, and I have seen them give up on things that they should try over and over. So I figured if I failed in the most embarrassing of ways and then tried again and succeeded, it would teach them some sort of valuable lesson. So this is my goal. My goal is...
Giving yourself food poisoning with homemade jerky is actually you being a good parent.
No, how I deal with it is. No, yes.
Okay, I think I get that. That makes sense.
Yeah, no, and a terrible husband, because I tried to get my wife to eat it too, but she wouldn't. All right.
No.
It's time. You're listening to Radio Wasteland. Our guest tonight is one Samuel Hoffman. Nibiru is the topic. I'm sure you've heard him on here before, and if you haven't, stick around, check it out. You're listening to Radio Wasteland.